Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Alright, today I want to talk to you about some of the reasons you are not losing weight, why you've hit a weight loss plateau and why you just struggle to lose weight in general. Now I understand that there are various medical reasons and conditions that can contribute to why you struggle to lose weight. I completely appreciate that and accept that this is an actual thing. However, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm not a medical professional at all. I'm a nutritionist and a fitness trainer. And today I want to talk about 6 fundamentals of losing weight that I believe get quite overlooked. If you actually take some time to really understand what I'm saying here, listen to it, take it in, and actually implement this into your life, you definitely should start to see your weight shifting and some good results happening. Alright, so tip number 1 that I'm going to give you is actually like the umbrella reason for why you struggle to lose weight. All of the other tips, the 5 other tips that I will give you, sit underneath this. So once you understand tip 1 and can accept it and implement this, then all of the other tips will become so much easier. Okay, so tip number 1 is you're relying too much on motivation to lose weight. Your mindset has to shift. There is no other way to do this and sustain weight loss long term. Motivation is not the answer and it's not your friend. If you think of it kind of like taking a drug, it gives you this high for some time, it makes you feel really good, makes you feel ambitious, you're really driven, you feel like you're getting somewhere, but it always wears off. Once it wears off, you come crashing back down to often where you started, and even more so, you can feel even worse than when you started because you'll feel like a failure. You're not a failure, but often it gives that feeling. You go off on this motivation, but it's not sustainable because that's what you're relying on solely. So yeah, you can't win with motivation alone. Motivation is a sense of satisfaction that achieving a particular dream will bring. Yet often the work required to achieve this dream is not taken into account. And then once you realize what actually needs to be done, and that consistency and a mindset shift is key to long-term results and maintaining it, the motivation often quickly disappears. So how to fix this? You can. First of all, you need to establish what is important to you, in this case, weight loss, and you need to then figure out why you want to lose weight. Why is that so important to you? Think about your goal, think about what it's going to help you do, where it's going to get you, the things that you can do once you lose weight that you possibly can't do now, all of the health benefits obviously of losing weight. Whatever it is for you that drives you and makes you feel good and what makes you want to do it long term and put in the work, that's your starting point. Okay, so you've got to start there. Motivation is not the key. It's about a mindset shift and knowing that this is a long-term thing. You're in this for life, basically. You then want to think about the bad habits in your life currently that are likely contributing to stopping you losing weight and holding you back from achieving those weight loss goals. Okay, tip number 2, and I don't really know how to label this one, but you're kind of like a food connoisseur or a foodie, I guess. Now, by this, I do not mean this is a bad thing at all. The term foodie has become quite widely used, and basically in a nutshell, what it means is someone who has a keen interest in food, in particular gourmet. There is nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I think that's great. However, it can be unhealthy if you let it. So by this I mean you may really enjoy going out and eating and trying different restaurants and different foods and that sort of thing, or you might really enjoy cooking yourself and going online and finding lots of different recipes, really fancy gourmet things, and often that sort of cooking or that type of eating involves a lot of ingredients, okay, a lot of high processed foods or high sugar, high fat foods. Now, not always, but it can. Okay, so this is just something to be aware of when you're choosing your meals, when you're eating in general. So don't let your passion for food become detrimental to your health. Eating out a lot and cooking really nice fancy meals can often cause you to overconsume in calories, therefore you will gain weight. Okay, tip number 3 is that food has become your dopamine kick. Now, dopamine is often referred to as the feel-good or the pleasure chemical. Ideally, we should be triggering dopamine production in a natural way, such as getting enough sleep, meditating, nature walks, exercise, eating good whole nutritious foods, getting enough sun, and various other things. Unfortunately, many of us don't train our bodies enough this way, and we become dependent on getting that dopamine kick or dopamine release through other less unhealthy ways, such as food and alcohol. Now, when I say food, it's either overconsumption of food or eating too much processed unhealthy food, or both. Now, none of those things are a problem. I'm not saying eliminate those things, not at all. You need food to survive, of course. However, it's when you're becoming reliant on those things for your dopamine release, for you to feel good. That's when it becomes unhealthy. So if you feel that that could be a problem for you, which it is for so many people, take a look at other ways you can naturally produce your dopamine levels, such as getting outside more, meditating. Honestly, I meditate, and I've been doing it for a couple of years now, and it has been so amazing, like such a great addition to my life. I really highly recommend meditating on a daily basis. It's all about trying to feel good naturally and not relying on food, for example, as your way of feeling good. And obviously by doing that, you're going to likely overconsume and gain weight. Okay, tip number 4 is that you may not be getting enough food. Therefore, you're not getting enough calories in your diet. When you don't get enough food, your metabolism goes into slow mode. It's like when your iPhone battery gets so low that it takes desperate measures and it will go into power save mode. Severe dieting and low calorie dieting, especially when you add exercise to that, is training your body to survive on less calories. Obviously, when you consume less calories, your body will burn fat. That is how you lose weight. However, when you do this, your body goes into survival mode. So it's kind of a little bit counteractive. Your body senses that your food intake is low, so it will hold onto the calories longer and burn them at a slower rate. So you're probably thinking, how do I get around that? How do I cut back calories to lose weight, which is what you need to do, but also how do I not slow my metabolism down? Well, there is an answer to that, and that is including a refeed day in your diet. A refeed day is when you increase your carbohydrate intake by 100% or more and increasing your calories up to a maintenance level or above. So the purpose of the refeed day is to boost your metabolism again, which will kickstart your body to start burning fat faster and increase your T3 and leptin hormone levels. Leptin is your main fat burning hormone. Okay, tip number 5 is build more muscle. Right, so we all know that exercise helps us burn calories, but so does resting. When we're resting, we are still burning calories, which is known as your resting metabolic rate. Now, what's important to know and very interesting is that muscle tissue burns more calories than fat tissue. So when you increase your muscle mass, you boost your resting metabolic rate. Therefore, your body will burn more calories while it's at rest. I don't know if that sounds super complicated and confusing or if it sounds pretty simple. There is a lot more to it than that. There's a lot more science that goes into that, but that's why strength training is really important to include in your exercise program and not just focus on cardio, like pounding on the treadmill and running the streets, okay? Don't worry so much about getting hours and hours of cardio in every week. If you do want to boost your metabolism, there are many ways to do that, and one of those ways is to build more muscle. When I say build more muscle, you don't need to be big and bulky. That is not what I'm meaning at all. It's basically about building more muscle and reducing your body fat percentage. Okay guys, number 6 and my final tip. Don't shut me off when I say this. It's very important, and that is drinking too much alcohol. Now, I don't think you'll find a single personal trainer who knows what they're talking about that will tell you that alcohol and weight loss go hand in hand. Okay, they don't, and they never will. There are so many reasons why alcohol will hinder your weight loss progress and stop you from reaching your weight loss goals. Number 1, high calorie drinks. Okay, so wine, beer, mixing spirits with different sodas, that sort of thing. That will bump your calories right up. It goes without saying. I really don't need to explain that to you. So that's just one reason why alcohol can cause you to gain a lot of weight and hinder your progress. Okay, so another one is that alcohol actually stops your body metabolizing fat. So when you have alcohol in your system, your body is busy trying to process that and it's not metabolizing fat at a normal rate like it would be. Also, when you drink, you get hungry. I know this, I've been there so many times. You have a big night, you come home or you're on your way home and you stop past Burger King, McDonald's, something like that, and you get a big feed. You wake up the next morning regretting it, feeling like crap, and the boxes are out in the kitchen or next to your bedside table and you can smell it. It's awful, okay? I hate that. I hate even remembering that. If the alcohol consumption wasn't enough to boost your calorie intake up for the day, then you've just gone and maybe doubled it by having that nice binge at the end of the night or early hours of the morning. Alright, another one with alcohol is obviously the hangover the next day. You're craving high carb food, you're craving comfort food, and more often than not, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go and eat that sort of stuff. Your body is also full of a lot of toxins from the alcohol. It's working overtime to process it and flush it out. The only tip I can give you there is to just don't drink so much, or don't drink at all. If you do, drink loads and loads and loads of water the next day to try and help your body out, help it get rid of it and get back on track again. Okay, also, last thing is that it is one of the biggest depressants on earth. It's the deadliest drug, I believe. So why self-inflict depression? When this happens, you lose focus, you lose drive, you lose sight of your goals, things aren't clear to you. So when this happens, you just tend to kind of either give up completely, or you just don't work as hard, you don't work as fast, and you really just don't reach your full potential. Now, I'm not saying don't drink. Look, that's completely up to you. However, it's not going to help you get anywhere. All I really want to do is just let you know that that is one thing that will definitely hinder your progress, especially if you drink quite heavily and quite regularly. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed those 6 tips. As I said, I believe they are 6 fundamentals of weight loss that I think go really overlooked. I really believe that many people don't realize that at least some of these things are very detrimental to your weight loss. Okay guys, we'll leave it there. Go ahead and leave me some comments. I would love to read your input on this. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated with my content. I post very regularly, and we'll see you next time.